Views expressed in the videos are my observation, analysis of events, persons based on principles of astrology. It's not my intent to predict, forecast absolute outcomes, only suggest how they may unfold. Nothing is set in stone. I could be wrong, but often I'm right. My desire is not to promote fear, only inform about what we see unfolding. It is our wish to prepare our subscribers for events that could affect them, their family, their goals, and their future, to help to prepare for what you may already suspect is happening, and to send a warning shot across the bow and raise a flag of concern. Our goal is to help, not hinder, in these perilous times, to inspire and offer possible direction, and to reveal that a greater plan and purpose are behind all that is happening. Eventually, we will see a brighter day. If you would like to show your appreciation for our work on these videos or this channel, and also the Knowing Whispers channel, you can always click on the word thanks at the bottom of all the videos. Hello everybody, it's Robert Cosmar of the Astrology of Life YouTube channel and the Substack newsletters, Knowing Whispers, Messages from the Universe, Trump in America, and Ask the Astrologer. The title of this video is the third of 3 videos that I have been working on. This one's called Trump in Jeopardy, Future Revelations. And as I mentioned yesterday in the community section, there's some things that I found out when I was looking around a little bit more at this chart. And I applied it over to the Vedic chart that really kind of made whistles and bells go off. And I want to share that with you, both as a means of comforting those of you that may be, very anxious about what's coming down, and to show you that astrology is so absolutely beautiful when it comes to predicting or indicating, might be a better word, the possibility that something could happen at a particular time, date, and place. So I want to begin with this particular chart here that I've showed you before in the other video I did. And the thing that I want to emphasize here, I'm going to try to blow this up a little bit so you can see this on your screen, is that in May, okay, this is for May the 13th of 2025, you can see here where Mars, all right, is actually earlier, okay, than 11 degrees. The progressed midheaven has gone to almost 10 degrees. Trump's natal Pluto is at 10 degrees. And all 3 of these are in alignment to a part of fortune, not part of fortune, an Arabic part, over in the 6th house of health, called the Death Star. Okay, now, if you'll remember from the other video that I did in terms of explaining to you all these things going on, that when you have multiple indicators in a chart aspecting a particular point, you can pretty much conclude that something significant is going to occur. Okay, and when you throw into that Mars and you throw into that Pluto and the Death Star and the progressed midheaven, okay, for the first and only time, conjuncting his Pluto, you can bet this is a big event. It's something that will be noticed, by all of us. Now, if you take this and you go over to the Vedic chart, all right, this is Donald Trump's Vedic horoscope. These are the transits as of May 22nd, 2025. Now, these planetary positions down here may change if you go earlier in the month. Okay, so keep that in mind. But what I wanted to show everybody today and talk a little bit about, excuse me, is the point Gulika. Gulika is used primarily in India by the southern astrologers. There's 2 classifications of astrologers, major ones in India, the northern and the southern. The southern use the square chart, okay? The northern astrologers use the diamond chart, and that's what you're looking at right here. And this little symbol right here is the symbol for Gulika. Okay, now, Gulika, I've talked about before, is the sun, okay, one of the sons, I believe, of Saturn. It is recognized, at least by many astrologers, particularly the southern astrologers in India, to be worse than what Saturn represents. And of course, Saturn is the greater malefic. It brings heavy karma, all right? And you could say that Gulika brings even heavier karma. And it's significant here that it is in the 12th house of losses of Donald Trump. When you take a look at the major losses, even though he has this seemingly guardian angel that gets him out of things, he has had to suffer extreme losses to his pride, to his ego, to his narcissistic temperament. So this was kind of forecast at birth, that this at some point would be activated. All right. Now, the thing I want to draw your attention to here is the 8th house. This is the 8th house in the Vedic chart. This is the transiting planets out here. All right. In May 2025, when all of these things are showing up over in the Western horoscope, all right, here is what's happening in the Vedic chart. Okay. I've talked about the fact that, excuse me, at this particular time, Pluto has gone into the 6th house of his health. Saturn is in the 8th house of both the Western and the Vedic horoscope. Saturn in the 8th house can mean death at certain times. Okay? The other thing here, though, there's two other things here that are interesting to try to bring this to your attention. You'll see down here that Rahu, okay, is in the 8th house with Saturn and the Moon and Venus at this particular time. All right. Now, I didn't mention this so much over in the other chart, the Western chart, but I'm going to say this right now for you to remember. In Western astrology, the 12th house is the house of poisoning. Donald Trump is dreadfully fearful of being poisoned, according to records of people that knew him, worked with him, and things of that nature. Okay, makes you kind of wonder whether or not he has kind of a sense within inside of himself of the end of his life, possibly. But here's the other big deal here. Rahu in Vedic astrology rules poisoning. So we have a confirmation in the Western horoscope and a confirmation in the Vedic horoscope, okay, that at this particular time, it's possible that poisoning may be, all right, the end result of this journey we've been on with Donald Trump for so many years. And on top of this, okay, and I just realized this morning by doing some checking, in the Vedic horoscope, the 8th house is ruled by Pisces. The last total solar eclipse occurred at 19 degrees 24 minutes of Pisces in the Vedic chart. So the question I'm going to ask you is, are all these things that I am speculating, the things which I am articulating here by analyzing all this information, are they strong enough indicator of something of a major event happening at this time? And could the eclipse itself also have been a harbinger? All right. It's in the 8th house in Donald Trump's Western chart as well. Okay. Eclipses run from one total eclipse to another total eclipse. So it encompasses 2025, I'm pretty sure. So this is the future revelations. This is why I call this Trump in Jeopardy future revelations, because this is another one of those pieces, one of those pieces that if you investigate the complexity of a horoscope, you can come up with a lot of clues. It's kind of like detective work in a way. Okay, you're looking to find something, and is it possible that the indicators are there to prove what it is that I think could occur? Okay, All right, this I don't think is a terribly long video, but I think that I've probably given you a lot more to think about. And while I'm at it, I want to say how absolutely blown away I have been over the last 24 hours about your responses to this particular line of these particular videos of Trump in jeopardy. Over the last month or so, the site itself has increased by about 200 new subscribers. And the last video I did on Parallels of Destiny, it is right now over 4,000 views. That is the second highest video I've done in the 8 to 9 years that I've been doing this. So that tells me that there is some concern out there about how things are going to turn out. And that is, unfortunately, yet to be known. As I've mentioned in many videos and the things that I've shown you, there is strong indications that if the United States, the Democratic Party, stays with Joe Biden, that there's a greater chance of him pulling through the election than if they try to bring somebody else in. If they play chicken and end up making a humongous mistake. And I've explained the fact that Joe Biden's Jupiter, near the exalted position in his ninth house of his Vedic chart, is the most powerful opportunity to combat the threat of Donald Trump. And even though he is suffering all kinds of age-related issues and stuff, it don't matter. Okay? It don't matter. All right, he's still the man to be beaten, and we can hope that that's the way things will work out. Okay? So, again, put these all three together and you've got kind of the resolution of the Donald Trump issue, possibly. Okay, for those of you that are members and subscribers to the channel, thank you so much. For those of you that make donations sporadically or monthly, it's appreciated. Okay, and we're going to continue to do this. My feeling is that my guidance wants me from time to time to point out certain things and to support the energies that are going on so that no matter what happens, you get an astrological point of view about what is going on, not the emotional back and forth going on. Okay? You just really can't tell. All right? Something else here that I wanted to point out as well that I had forgotten about. You'll notice up here that around this time, this is May the 22nd, okay? If it's earlier, Gulika may not be in this position because it may shift. But for right now, if we're talking about this particular time frame, Gulika is essentially in the Vedic system conjuncting Mars. Both of these are heavy malefics in the sign of loss, or in the house of loss, really. All right? So again, the question I ask you, all these factors, are these indicators of an event, a big event, that will impact how things turn out for America and for the world? All right? From the love of my life, CJ, my spiritual partner, my best friend, and the one that I look to when I have questions about my growth and my life perspective, my writing, and things like that, because she is a mirror for me. We want to thank you again, and we hope that you stay with us through this entire process, and we'll do our very best to give you the best of ourselves in regards to our understanding of the astrology of this very significant time that we're dealing with. So have a great Sunday, and I hope you have a great week.